Despite having ongoing battles with Xbox over the Activision Blizzard deal, PlayStation is having a record-breaking year. Find out why. Up next. What up guys, this is Kalo and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Weekend XP Share. Stonks are high when it comes to the PS5, and look no further to an article posted to Variety.com when looking back on the holiday 2022 shopping season. And during that holiday shopping season, quote, hardware sales more than doubled year over year from just under 1.5 billion to more than 3.3 billion. Now that is insane. Now, what caused this near tripling of revenue could be accredited to many things. Recently, Sony resolved their semiconductor chip shortages, thus resulting in them being able to ship out a record 7.1 million PS5s in the fourth quarter of 2022. This number is staggering compared to the initial launch of the PS5 back in 2020, which was only 4.5 million. Now, this whole chip shortage ordeal has been affecting literally anything and everything, ranging from gaming consoles, cars, and even refrigerators, which is kind of weird. But this fix to the supply chain has now resulted in PS5s becoming more readily available. This all backs the claim that PlayStation boss himself, Jim Ryan, stated back at the PlayStation Partner Awards back in December that Sony had finally resolved this problem. But with console sales going up in numbers, so do the number of sales for corresponding games. And with absolute bangers like God of War Ragnarok, software sales went up more than 30% for that quarter. Also, there was a near 20% increase for network sales, aka PlayStation Plus. So basically, long story short, PlayStation is making a lot of money. As of the end of 2022, it is being said that Sony has sold nearly 32 million PS5s compared to that of Xbox's Xbox Series X and S, which is around 20 million units. With all that being said, Sony isn't really slowing down anytime soon. Sure, God of War was an absolute hit, but we got games like Final Fantasy XVI and Spider-Man 2 on the horizon. Originally, Final Fantasy VII released on the PS1 and was accredited to boosting sales for that console. When the remake of Final Fantasy VII released in April of 2020 on the PS4, again, those sales went up. Now let's look at Spider-Man. The original game sold 13.2 million units as of June of 2022, thanks to it being available on multiple platforms. And finally, PlayStation has seemingly done the impossible in the gaming market, because it knocked the Switch off its top spot as far as consoles sold in select countries like Japan, with sales boosting 450% year over year. Now, to put that number in perspective, Twitter user GenkiJPN said the PS5 sold more units last month alone than the first 4 months of 2022 combined in Japan. And in the UK, sales were up 300% thanks to the release of Hogwarts Legacy. This is also without even mentioning the recent success of a little show called The Last of Us, which I'm sure boosted sales numbers even more. I'm also opting to not choose violence here and bring up the countless fights Sony has been having as of late with Microsoft, saying to regulators that they're on their last leg when it comes to losing Call of Duty to Microsoft. But you guys can connect the dots here. But with all that being said, I'm going to pass this question off to you guys. What are you guys most excited for when it comes to Sony and the PS5 in general? For me, it's Spider-Man 2, and I'm honestly excited to see where the PSVR 2 can go, because there's been a lot of positive reviews around that. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming. Again, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, and this has been your Weekend XP Share.